charger for a while after that last session, so we should be able to avoid a repeat of the end of that session. So, if I recall, last we were trying to handle Skull Woods before issues occurred
Before
with the
things
system.
went crunch.
Yeah.
Well, this will give us an opportunity to make sure you have potions. You should still have a green potion, at least.
Alright, let me quickly pull up your notes that you left me again. Alright. I have a green potion.
Good enough.
Okay, there we go. Ah! Wait, shoot! Get away from me, you thing! I forgot to do this on top of the castle. No. Okay.
So my brother shared something on Facebook that really hit my funny bone.
What?
He spends all night in a tower evading Alan Rickman. Am I talking about... Which movie am I talking about?
He spends all night, what, in a tower?
He spends all night in a tower dodging Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. I don't know who Alan Rickman is.
Okay, then, yeah, no. So, Alan Rickman played Snape in the Harry Potter movies.
Oh.
He also plays Hans Gruber in Die Hard.
I am only vaguely familiar with Die Hard, admittedly.
Have you seen the movie Speed?
Oh, yes.
Die Hard is Speed, but it's in an office building.
Okay. I think I might have seen a bit of it in passing, but not enough to really have it locked in other than the name.
But yeah, the upshot of this is that the argument can be made that Die Hard is a Harry Potter movie.
Oh, what? Oh.
There's this whole debate on whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It's a movie that takes place at Christmas.
You know, I think I might have heard that somewhere.
Well, the argument can be made that Die Hard is also a Harry Potter movie because he spends all night in a tower evading Alan Rickman.
Because logic.
It's a case of reductio ad absurdum. Reducto ad absurdum. Basically, you're taking the argument to its logical conclusion. If Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it takes place at Christmas time, obviously it must be a Harry Potter movie because he's dodging Alan Rickman in a tower.
So what other extremes can we take it to?
Have you ever seen the movie Trading Places?
Trading Places. I can't say that I know what that is. I mean, I've heard of Face Off, but I doubt that's it.
Not even close.
Yeah, I figured as much. Okay, let's... tell me not to die outside of the dungeon.
You know that thing you just said?
Don't die outside of the dungeon?
Yeah, do that.
Alright.
Do not die in the outside of a dungeon.
Okay, I died inside of a dungeon.
Woohoo, mission accomplished.
Mission failed successfully. Or is it mission successfully failed?
Fission mailed.
And like that, I'm already at 2 hearts.
I would say this is why I like to do 5 as early as possible, but that wouldn't help.
let's just... And I only have 4 hearts. I know that the boss of this place is Mathraya. Is there anywhere nearby in this dungeon where I can get fairies?
I'm trying to think if there is, and nothing comes to mind. I know you can get a full magic refill in the boss key room.
It jumped over my sword.
Yeah, they do that.
Okay, I want as much health as I can get.
You have the fire rod, yes? Why am I
Yes.
asking? I know you have the fire rod. Try using the fire rod on them. It doesn't give you anything, but it gets rid of them.
Fair enough. I also have the ice rod, but I'm pretty sure that's slower.
That's not my control key at all. The ice rod only stuns them. And while you can probably make a magic profit by smashing them with a hammer, that's kind of not what we're going for here. We're just trying to get rid of these in a very quick manner.
Alright, where does this lead? Ooh, magic.
That's not quite what I had in mind when I said you can get a full magic refill in the boss key room, but that works too, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, can't argue with results.
So once you are done with the dungeon, I will tell you how to get into that locked room.
Alright. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Oh, I have to open this up again. Okay. Right, I guess it never actually saved when I was in here. Yay! Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you now that chest on the bottom level is just a small key.
Still important, I'm assuming.
No, not really. That locked room that you couldn't get to over in the second section is a dead end. And now for the set of rooms where you want to have a magic potion, because things get pear-shaped very fast.
I think I recall what this room is. Yeah. Yep, okay. Ow! No! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Money, 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 money!
That room's also why you are required to have a sword to finish this dungeon. This dungeon is one of the few places that's actively changed for swordless rando.
Huh. Ah.
And that's why.
No! Get the key! I have 1 heart. This,
You have 1 heart going into Mothula.
no hearts going into Mothula.
You got spiked.
I got spiked.
Well, I mean, at least now it's going to have it hard saved that you opened up the back half, the back third, the back side, the back.
That's good. Okay.
The game suggests that you bring a green potion to 6 and 7. It makes sense in 7. There's a point where you're required to use magic in 6, but you can get around that. The game does not warn you to bring magic potions to 5, and you need magic to finish 5. But you need more magic to finish 3 than you need to finish 5, simply because this room's a pain in the butt.
Right. Leaving. Okay, I don't have fairies going into Mothula, and I'm not gonna get floor mastered. Okay, yeah, I need a moment to breathe. I know what's down there. I have a green
You are
potion.
not being taken by surprise.
Yeah, I'm not being taken by surprise. I'm not trying this with the good bee.
You don't even have a good bee.
Exactly.
Oh my, just look at the time.
I don't like this.
So this fight is very feast or famine. Mothula takes no damage if she gets knocked into spikes. That includes if she would have taken damage otherwise.
That is so stupid, since it's just staying by the spikes. What?
Yeah, the Mothula actually had to be changed for Rando because the spikes deal the same type of damage as the Gold Sword. So the Rando actually had to add an extra code so that Mothula could be damaged by the Gold Sword, but still wouldn't be damaged by the spikes.
Is that the reason why the gold sword doesn't work on Mothula in vanilla?
Well, kind of. The reason the Gold Sword doesn't work on Mothula is because the Gold Sword deals the same type of damage as spikes, and the original developers never tested it because they didn't think you could have the Gold Sword before you got to Mothula because they put the wrong block in place and didn't realize it.
Let me out, let me out, let me out. No, 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 no. Let me out, let me out, let me out. I have 2 hearts going into Mothula.
It might be worth your while going back to pick up potions.
Can wall masters drop anything?
I don't believe so.
Whose idea was this? And we'll see what I can do with 2 hearts.
You can learn how to dodge.
attempt. But, like, that first time, Mothula was just staying by the spikes. Like, it wasn't even fair at that point. Did you see the fire bar guarding that door?
Not yet. Now I did.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out!
Let me in, let me in, let me in! So, I reached Tental in Xenoblade Chronicles. So, this is... I know exactly what's coming. It's not... And I'm actually prepared. I'm still going to have the full... I'm actually going to have access to all eight elements for the blade combos.
Get out from the spikes! Oh my gosh, Mothula won't get out from the spikes.
I think it's time to go get more potions. So drop a mirror portal outside the dungeon, and then fly back to 2.
Okay. And I totally just reset so I didn't have to get another green potion.
Well, you're dying to health, so you probably need some red potions. So it would have been and you forgot a very important thing. So now we kind of have to do this.
Yeah, I'm so used to other Zelda games.
You're used to Ocarina of Time in particular.
Yeah, I guess I can't really...
Alright, let's try to make lemonade out of these lemons. So let's forget 3 for now. We're just gonna do 1, 4, 6. We'll come back to 3 later.
Okay.
That does mean you have to go back into the light world, though.
Alright, let me get back on top of the thingamabob so I don't spawn near the thing.
And so that you don't mirror bonk.
Yeah, so I don't mirror to where the guard is.
Okay, so step 1, flute to 5. I think it's 5. 5 is the one outside of Eastern Palace. Yeah, that's good enough. So flute to 5.
Alright.
That cave is a fairy spring.
Okay. Right. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I actually feel like maybe like with 2 fairies or so, I could beat Mothula.
I mean, if you want to give it a try, we can make that hike back up to 3. It's just we got things we got to do in the light world right now. Anyway.
All right. What we doing?
All right. So double check your menu real quick, because I don't remember if we already got this or not. Yeah, we did. Okay, flute to 6. 6.
Alright. Stone.
Pick them up. Explore.
Alright. Ow. Wait, did that do 3 hearts of damage to me?
Probably by this point, the developers expected you to have a defense upgrade.
Which I do not.
There's a reason I refer to this as the challenge route. I forgot that those indicators were there in vanilla.
Are they not in, Rando?
In Rando, they changed what medallions you need. It's the gap.
Alright. I think I see what I need to do here.
Can you do it?
Well, I mean, if I don't just fall in the pit.
This is an action called bonk jumping.
You!
The developers actually did hide a fairy spring behind this in the final dungeon. So it is considered kosher.
Alright.
Which means there are going to be rando seeds where your hookshot is inside here.
Noted. So it's basically like the wall jump of, or the mock ball of, Super Metroid.
It's more like the wall jump. You're never required to use it, but there are goodies hidden behind it. So, going to tell you right now, the so-called fishbone room is useless.
Fishbone room.
It's a room that, when you look at it on the map, looks like a fishbone. You need a key to get in, and the only thing it has in there is a key.
Let me out, let me out, let me out. Whew.
Let me in, let me in, let me in.
I see what that block is for here now. I am getting the hook shot, aren't I?
No, actually, the hook shot's out of 2. Remember, you needed the hook. You were supposed to have the hook shot to get in here.
Oh, yeah. Right.
No, the thing that you're getting here is required for 7 and makes 5 a hell of a lot less confusing. And don't forget, you can transform those bunny beams into fairies if you're quick enough with the magic powder.
Right, right. Ah! Well, that was frantic. Oh, I noticed that wall down there.
Surprise, these cracks are all fake.
Boo. I died.
So if you want, you can explore outside the dungeon for I think one more piece of heart and a fairy fountain.
Alright, well, I just got
I
revived by the
forgot you
fairies.
had dog fairies.
Yeah. So we'll, do that later.
We'll
That requires...
table that.
Yeah, that requires big key. Which might be in this room. Died again. Fairy number 2!
Don't forget, the red spinny things can be turned into fairies using the magic powder.
The red spinny... Wait, really?
Yeah, the anti-fairies and bunny beans can both be turned into fairies using the magic powder. For bunny beans, the bunny bean cannot be moving.
And that was pointless. So basically what I'm hearing is I don't have what I need to even make much progress in this dungeon.
Oh no, you have everything you need to finish the dungeon right now. Except you do need the dungeon item to finish the dungeon. But you have everything you need to get the dungeon item.
Huh.
This is not Ocarina of Time. The hookshot is not the solution to every problem. With that said, the hookshot is a solution to many problems, but it is not the solution to every problem. Mostly because the hookshot makes you completely invincible while it's moving. You will use the hookshot for many things in this game. Crossing gaps is not usually one of them.
I got a key.
You got a key.
I cannot go through there. That is evil, by the way. Hiding shitty things behind there. Another key!
Ah, yes. Spike chest. I forget what's in Spike chest. I should have had you go to the graveyard before we came down here.
I haven't just entered the fishbone room, have I?
Did you go through a locked door?
I went through a locked door. Okay, it doesn't have a key in it, so I don't think I did.
Well, I mean, you can make use of Fishbone Room. It's a detour that you don't really need to take. It's a case where the developers thought they were being clever by making you detour around, but they put one too many crystal switches for Fishbone Room to be necessary.
Yeah, I visited Fishbone Room. Great. I imagine it's more useful in Rando.
No, actually, because it's always key for key, no matter what. So no matter what you do, Fishbone Room is always just a key and a crystal switch.
Even in Key Sanity.
Because Key Sanity doesn't shuffle pot contents out of their super tile, and Fishbone Room is a super tile by itself. So the only thing it can never have is a small key that you need to spend to get into it in the first place. And it's not even good routing wise because it's faster to backtrack than to go through Fishbone Room, even though Fishbone Room puts you right where you're supposed to be.
I have no magic! I can't do stuff!
You have a green potion. There are full magic refills in this dungeon before you are required to use your magic. So here's a neat trick: if you know that a pot or a skull hole hides a bunny beam, you can powder that pot and transform the bunny beam before it ever has a chance to move.
Yes, and for some reason I can't seem to dust things without immediately getting the fairy afterward.
Well, I mean, it's useful, it's just not future useful.
There. Finally got a fairy from one of those. Let's get some more. Ow! Ow! Try and make use of the sword beam and then boom.
So that pot in the middle of the spikes hides a switch. If I'd had you go to the graveyard before coming here, we'd be able to get that switch without getting hurt.
Okay, what did that switch? I see. Okay. Keys gotten. Well, I mean, that unlocked a new route in here, I guess? And it also made it so I can go through here, but well, I have fairies, so. Another key. still need to find where the big key is. Okay.
You will have to get in the lower left corner of the dungeon.
Yes, I'm totally doing this the cheap way.
Light torches to go north.
Alright.
Rise!
What?
Well, like I said before, they put one too many crystal switches for Fishbone Rune to be mandatory.
So basically, I gotta go here again.
And before you do, once you get the blue pegs down, explore the central room again, because there's a hidden switch in the central room.
A hidden switch in...
The central room's the one with the bridge with the blue pegs on it.
Alright.
So yeah, once you flip the crystal switch and make the blue pegs go down, explore this room again.
Well, now I need to flat out remember my route through the dungeon at this point.
If you go back to Fishbone Room, you can powder an anti-fairy on the way.
Trying to remember where Fishbone Room even is.
Check your map, check your map, check your map, check your map.
Nope, not what I wanted to do. Fishbone Room, I have to approach from another side.
Oh right, that's why Fishbone Room's worthless. It only works in one direction. Okay, so your crystal switch is on the way back to the spinning tile room.
And I forget where that is.
From the main room, go to the lower
Oh,
left.
here. Oh, huh. Okay. Have I been down yet? Oh, now that is cruel.
Very cruel. And guess which chest has the big key?
That one. Am I right?
Well, you're not wrong.
So I'm right. Oh no, is this a puzzle across 2 rooms?
So let's talk about super tiles. The contents of a super tile do not reset until you leave a super tile. So you know these small rooms that are one screen big?
Yeah.
One super tile contains 4 of those.
Huh.
Which means the blocks you pushed should still stay pushed. Which means now you can use the lamp instead of using the fire rod.
Well, now I need magic
As
either
long
way.
as you still have that key pushed. Go downstairs, lift the pots.
Good.
Of course, this means you'll have to push the blocks again, because you changed super tiles.
Perfectly fine.
But yeah, the trick to that room is to push the blocks before starting to light the lamps, so that you can use the lamp instead of the fire rod, because that uses less magic and is less likely to go haywire. So the other thing about super tiles is that that is how the super tiles are how the game world is stitched together. So like for door shuffle, everything's stitched together using super tiles, not individual groups, because the super tile is actually the smallest unit.
Gotcha, and even if it's not appearing very well on the stream, okay. That was taking a while. I was wondering if maybe the game froze up or something.
Welcome to Cutscene Chest. This is the least enjoyed check in the entire dungeon, and it's required in vanilla.
You must set fire to 4 torches to open the way forward.
Already done that, Chief.
Oh, I see.
This is a Zelda game. If I see unlit torches in a bright room, I need to light them anyway.
Like, already done that. Oh, what? I'm gonna preemptively get this out because I feel like... Oh, never mind. I got excited.
It's the big key. So that should tell you about how far behind the stream I am now. Did you just use the mirror?
No. I used a brown portal.
So guess what you still need?
The dungeon item.
Yes. Guess what the dungeon item will do?
Stuff. It will create a block which I can hold down a switch with.
Yeah, my connection just tried to drop.
Alright, while I'm here.
So I will be back shortly.
Okay. Right, that one room. The Cane of Samaria. It'll be very helpful if you can make use of it. Great. Yep. Exactly as expected. I get the feeling I'm not supposed to be in this area. Shut up, phone. Shut up, phone. Not supposed to go this way. Oh, cool. The door's still unlocked. Nice dodge.
And we're here. We are here, right?
Yep. Oh my gosh.
I see you got the cane of blockage.
Yes.
I really should have had you. I really should have had you do the light bulb chores before we came here. I had you come here way too soon.
So, is the boss gonna kick my butt?
Twice over, because we could have got a sword upgrade and we could have got 2 different invulnerability items.
Oh, joy! So since this isn't a blind run for me, can you remind me what the boss is for this?
Our artist? It's the one with the eye and all the other eyes, and it's kind of floating in jelly.
Oh no, I know which one you're talking about.
Vitreous, that's this one's name. Argus is the one with the hook shot. This is the one where if you have the magic cape, you can just drive them back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and ignore the first phase entirely. Also of note, Vitreous is the only boss. No. Vitreous is one of 2 bosses that is damaged by silver arrows but is not instantly killed by them. The other one being Ganon himself.
So silver arrows kill pretty much everything and anything otherwise?
If they're vulnerable to arrows, silver arrows deal a lot of damage to it, usually enough to one hit. We know it's not an instant kill on everything because of Vitreous and Ganon.
Noted.
So we're going to try Vitreous first without the cape and whatnot, and depending on why you die, we will do our chores.
Alright.
And don't forget, you can powder anti-fairies to turn them into fairies.
Yep, I am trying to do that. Because I have some bottled fairies.
At this point, you also have 4 hearts, which, yeah.
Could use some more, yeah.
So let's talk shop for a moment. Vitreous sits in the jelly, and the jelly hurts you while you're standing in it.
Ah.
Which is why we should have gotten the magic cape.
Oh my god. Are you seeing this
Infinitely
fire snake?
respawning goobs. Yay. Meanwhile, I put Xenoblade up for the night because I was starting to get annoyed at it, and I picked up Paper Mario, and it's like, oh, right, I'm in a Peach and
Ow! Lightning. That was close. So when do the eyes die, by the way?
after 8 hits from the hammer, I believe. Which should be 16 hits apiece from the Master Sword. Which is why we like having the cape, because with the cape you can just run back and forth without even getting damaged by the slime. Do you want to know why I know that each of the little eyes take 8 hits from the hammer?
You counted.
Because I had a boss shuffle randomizer that put Vitreous at the top of the Tower of Hera. And the only weapon I had at the time was the hammer, and I had to beat Vitreous to progress. As you can see, that's not a fun prospect. And Vitreous behaves oddly in rooms like Moldorm's room that are huge.
Well, last of my fairies.
Yeah, if you were going in number order, you'd have an armor upgrade by this point, which means you'd be taking about half as much damage, I think.
Okay, so, what's the plan now?
I guess you died?
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that the dungeon is not very far from a flute point, so go back to the light world, and flute 2. Where am I going to have you flute 2? Flute 2, actually, you know what? Go to the light world, save and quit, go to Sanctuary.
Alright. Don't.
Let me guess, you forgot to go to the light world.
I was trying, but then I...
You got kicked, huh?
Yep.
And we can't go where we're trying to go from the pyramid because we don't have a hook shot.
So where am I flying to?
It's not a flute spot. The closest one to where we're trying to go is 2.
Alright, I'm there.
Go west until you get to the graveyard.
Alright. I'm in the graveyard.
There is a grave protected by dark rocks. You can now access that grave. But you have to dash into it.
Gotcha.
Next order of business, south of Village of Outcasts.
Village of Outcasts is...
Kakariko, but the Dark World.
Oh, I thought that was Thieves Town.
Thieves Town is the dungeon. Village of Outcasts is the region.
Ah. Yep. Guy tried to get me while I was waiting for Bird. Not cool. Da 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 dum, bum, bum.
You can pick up big black rocks now, by the way. You didn't have to go around.
Right. Forgot. Completely forgot about that. Just got into the habit, and then it was just autopilot. Alright, now where are we headed?
South of the village, there is a person in need of rescue.
Treasure digging game.
₹80 for a potential heart piece. It's up to you if you want to go for it.
Maybe another time. I don't want to forget why we're here. So south of the village. I keep going south. I'm at a diamond of flowers.
You've gone too far south.
Oh, I see. Do I use the mirror now?
Try it.
You know, when I'm not in a building. Or
Hooray for mirror bonking.
let's just go here then. No, 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 no. Alright, so I recognize this guy kinda, but where do I go with him again?
Explore Kakariko. If it's playing the village music, it's in Kakariko.
Fun thing, Kakariko Village isn't even playing the music.
Oh, right, I forgot about that.
Think I found it though. Okay. Temper my sword. Wah, 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 wah. Alright, so how long does it take to temper the sword? Also high flash?
It
I've been
takes
here
2
for a
screen
while.
transitions, but they have to be super tile transitions. So you're basically going into the main. You're basically going up to the Lost Woods and then coming right back.
Oh, not even the cave works? Oh, I've already been here. Ugh. You didn't see him. Oh. Does the hammer not work on the... Yes, it does. At least the hammer's pretty powerful.
So your next sword deals the same type of damage as the hammer.
Ah. But it also... You know, I just realized, could I have fought Mothula with that sword?
I mean, yeah, you could. But you've got the magic cape. You could fight Mothula now, and no, actually, no, you can't because you don't have the sword. You can't use this. You can't
I have
use
the sword.
cape and hammer. So yeah, so let's go kill Mothula now that you got the sword and the cape. You don't have to worry about Mothula knocking you into spikes, and the sword you have now will deal more damage than the fire rod.
Alright, should I... I assume I should
But
get...
before you do, flute to 2 and pick up some more green potion.
Oh, it feels so good to be able to kill these guys in one hit. Now, fairies.
Fairies!
Fairy godparents! I did not think there was a fairy in there.
Oh, right, the tree contents changed once you beat Agony. I forgot about that.
Excuse me, what?
So with these potions, it's like with Ocarina of Time. Red for health, green for magic, blue for both. I will eventually start suggesting you pick up blue potions instead of green potions. But that's because... I'll let you find out when you get there.
I mean,
yeah,
I
let's
need
go.
a refill on green anyway, so I can just go ahead and...
So let's go kill Mothula.
Alright.
That way we don't have to backtrack there a 5th time.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Now that I recall that I can pick up this black rock without going all the way around into Lost Woods. One moment, guys.
And this is why the challenge route does 4 before 3, because as soon as you get the gloves out of 4, you can get the upgraded sword.
Okay, never mind, we can continue. What was that you were saying, Picada?
The reason we do 4 before 3 usually is because that way we get the upgraded sword before coming into Skull Woods, which makes it a hell of a lot easier.
Gotcha. Ow. So am I able to actually attack Mothula with the sword now? Yes.
You were always able to attack Mothula with the sword. It's specifically the 4th upgrade sword that Mothula can't be hit by, and that's because the devs never thought you could get there, so they never actually checked to see if that was a problem.
Ah, okay. That's why it was fixed in the GBA version. Shit!
So, point of order, sword beams always deal the same amount of damage, and they deal the same amount of damage as the first level sword.
There we go. Yeah, I remembered Mothula having a surprisingly easier time against Mothula the first time I fought it. And I'm guessing that's because I had a few upgrades to my name when that was the case. But there we go, Mothula down. Logan, because of you, I can escape from the
Still got
clutches.
that green potion?
Well, I used the green potion. I got 2 blue potions. I know I used 1. I used both of them, actually.
Yeah, you're going to want to get at least 1 green potion before we go find Atreus. Good thing
Alright.
you can just use the flute to go back and forth.
Mm-hmm. You're of their bloodline, aren't you? Then you must rescue Zelda without fail. Rescue the girlfriends!
We have to save Pyra!
I'm probably not... Actually, yeah, they did have to save Pyra already and as far as I've gotten in Xenoblade 2.
That's why I knew that was a safe joke to make.
Yeah. Because I told you how far I am in that. Dun 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 dun. Okay, blue potion gotten.
You will also want a green potion specifically, because using an entire blue potion on this is a bit of a waste.
Okay, green potion gotten. What now?
Flute to 6 and take out the boss.
Oh,
Tell me when you're in the room before the boss, though, so I can talk you through how this works.
okay. Nope. Ow! Rude. Sigh. Bunny, 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 bunny.
We now have a Tangle plushie. I repeat, we now have a Tangle plushie.
We
have a
didn't
Tangle
already?
plushie?
Nope. We had Whisper, but we didn't have Tangle.
Huh. Aha! Cane of block. I totally didn't need to do that. Right? Whew. Alright, Pakoda, I am before the boss room. And I have 2 fairies and a green potion.
Okay, so the cape makes you invincible to basically all damage while it's active, but it drains your magic, which is why we got the green potions. But this also includes the damage from the slime that Vitreous is sitting in. So what you do is you put the cape on, you walk up into the slime, and then you just dash back and forth until all the little eyeballs are dead.
Makes perfect sense. I already need to use refill of the magic medicine. So like while the cape's up, I can't just switch to the hammer and keep the cape effect, can I?
Well, the sword, the third level sword deals the same type of damage as the hammer, so you should just be able to dash back and forth with the sword.
Gotcha. And
make sure you turn around before you crash into the wall when you're dashing, though. That'll instantly stop your dash.
Alright.
Once the little eyeballs are down, it's just a damage race against Vitreous. So you will not want to be standing in the goop any longer once the little eyeballs are all.
Yeah. I have 1 heart, but I also have 2 fairies, so... And I still need to use one of those fairies. Good thing I got 2 of them. And on the last hit.
And on the last hit.
And on the last hit.
And on the last hit. So practice dash cancel then.
Logan, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. Oh, what's this? Tesla to bring to Tesla's in-car gaming console for both existing. What? In-car gaming console.
Well, I mean, they've had in-car movie players for years.
I mean, yeah, fair. I guess this is more for the passengers and not the obviously not the driver.
I don't know. Doesn't Tesla make self-driving cars?
Do they?
I know somebody's making self-driving cars.
Well, okay then. Not Sonic 2, so I can use the steering wheel to make the special stages one. But yeah. Ganon captured us because he couldn't break the seal of the wise men with his power alone. And then, using the wizard Aghanim as his pawn, he drew us to the Dark World. After cracking the seal with our powers, he sealed us inside of these crystals. Like, he did to Zelda and Ocarina of Time. Oh my gosh, I just realized the connection. Huh. How about that?
There is nothing new under the sun.
Excuse me. He then gave us to his loyal monsters, but Ganon didn't plan on you getting this far. Now, Princess Zelda is waiting for you inside of Turtle Rock. Please hurry. Do you understand? Yeah. Alright, that's done.
I am sitting here trying to remember if you need to have the hook shot to finish Turtle Rock. I am actually sitting here trying to remember if you need the hook shot for that.
Why don't we find out?
No, that is a bad idea. Right now, that's a bad idea.
You know, Dakota, I'm the type of person who, in Closers, which is an MMO, fights raid bosses at much higher level than me just because I can. So, I say let's check out Turtle Rock because we can, if we can.
Have you played Breath of the Wild?
Not much of it, but yes.
Did you fight Lionels in Breath of the Wild?
Livy has more experience with that than I do.
But have you fought Lionels?
No.
Have you seen Libby fight Lionels?
No.
Flute to 1, make your way west. Or, excuse me, make your way east. Flute to 1, make your way east. Right now, because you do not have the hook shot, there is only one way you can get across.
Don't! Door. Mirror bonk. Alright. And then go east.
Make your way east. Because you do not have the hook shot, you're going to have to go up past the Tower of Hera to get where we're going. And remember, you wanted this.
Yes. Curiosity. More than anything.
There's actually a more practical reason why we do 7 last. 7 is actually right next door to the final dungeon. And you have to have all the crystals to get into the final dungeon.
Yeah.
So it's just more practical to do 7 last than anything else. Even
Nice.
if you can do 7 without the hook shot, it's usually not advisable. Simply because all the other dungeons have to be done first anyway, and you have to go to the same access point for 7 as to get to the final dungeon.
Makes sense to me. That's the Tower of Hera.
Yeah, you don't actually need the hook shot to complete Turtle Rock. What the hell?
Jeez, that thing.
So you know those squirrels that turn into hard rocks when you hit them with the sword?
Yeah.
Try casting Quake. Preferably before you've turned them into a rock.
I see. I have a fairy, so. And speaking of which. Hey, fairy! Fairy! Get
Fairies!
back here. Fairy godparents!
We're going to keep making that joke, aren't we?
Yes, yes, we are.
Ah, I see you've stepped into what's called Paradox Cave.
What?
Paradox Cave.
Hmm. Well, that's but I have 3 fairies. Ow. Okay. Guess I need to
The pegs
scroll.
have to be smacked in order. I don't actually remember right. I do not remember what the order is without actually doing it myself. So I could show you how it works, but I can't talk you through how it works. But the pegs have to be smacked in the right order.
Wow, these things just want to be right in the way, huh?
That's why you have a Quake medallion, by the way.
Alright, I forget what
You
I...
can also turn them into mush by using the magic powder, but because of how fast they move and how many there are on the screen, it's just easier than Spike.
Gotcha.
Incidentally, the fact that these pegs are even here is why the pegs never get randomized. The peg order is always the same, even in random.
Hmm. Alright, Turtle Rock, let's see how this goes. With, half a heart.
So the first puzzle of Turtle Rock is getting through the first room.
Clumsy. Excuse me.
So once you reach a certain point, I will give you. Okay, so there is a specific point in the dungeon called the emergency exit. You'll know it when you see it, because it's a bombable wall to the south,
Hmm.
and it appears to lead nowhere. And I just realized that we can't actually use the emergency exit for what it's supposed to be used for because you don't have the hookshot yet. You have magic potion, right?
Shoot. No.
Leave now, get 2 bottles of magic potion. That is non-negotiable. You are required to have magic to beat the boss.
Okay. Well, it looks like 7 has at least been added to the thing. So regardless, the bird can now take me here, I believe.
No, that was added for Game Boy Advance.
Ah.
And for much the same reason that Mothula is immune to the 4th level sword. The devs just assumed you would be coming here last.
Noted. So that means I'm gonna have to climb Tower of Hera again.
Well, yeah. So in theory, you can do this without the hookshot. In practice, you want to do this dungeon last so that you don't have to climb Death Mountain twice, and you need to go back and get green potions anyway. So we may as well do 2 and 5 next. So flute to 7.
Alright.
Your goal is to enter that building while in the dark world.
Flute to... Oh. Okay. Where is the portal?
It's a portal we've used before. We used that portal to get the bombos down.
No. I don't remember! Oh, here. Right. Alright, so now where are we going?
Back to that building that we saw when we flew to 7. Your goal is to enter that building while in the dark world.
Right.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
Sahash will, simultaneously in both worlds with similar shapes. If the form of a thing changes, it will affect the shape of its twin in the other world. I have... The river has not been...
The power?
The river has not been, is not flowing yet. So I think I need the river to flow here.
I'm sorry, run that by me again?
Isn't there supposed to be water here that lets me reach the ladder?
Did you read Sahasrala's hint?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm on the right track then. I was just double checking that that was what I was supposed to do here. What am I doing? I can just mirror right now. Well played, me. Well played.
What are you doing?
The best I can.
You did read Sahasrar's hint, right?
If the form of something changes in one world, it will also change in the other. So that means water should be flowing here. Yes. Okay, here we go. Bombable wall. Get that thing. Excuse me. There's the key. There we go. Why didn't that work the first time? I don't know if I did this dungeon first time I tried to stream this game or not.
I believe you did. I believe when you were first trying it, you were going in number order.
Yeah, I think I was trying to play it safe and figure things out. But playing in outside in a different order, I think, is actually helping me learn the world a bit better. Oh my gosh. Good thing I have fairies. Or a fairy, anyway. So, what happens if you don't get the key from that room down there?
You mean what happens if you drown the key?
Yeah.
Well, in vanilla, you can no longer get that key because the water inside the dungeon never drains.
That doesn't lead to a soft lock, does it?
It's actually one of the more notorious soft locks that people run into when they start speedrunning this.
Oh no.
That's why we call it drowning the key. Randomizer actually has a specific prevention in place where if you drown the key, you have to leave the dungeon, leave the map tile the dungeon is on, and then go back in the dungeon.
Ah, so it basically has a way to reset the status.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I'm 6 star pieces short. Ah!
Okay, I need to hit a crystal switch. Ah, now I need to go all the way around. Still don't have the big key, I don't think. Now I go to the right. Gonna use my red potion. Big key get.
Hookshot get.
And I know where that is. Hee 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 hee. Where's the key?
So, you know, there is a really good way to learn where all of the chest locations are.
Oh?
Randomizer has a mode called Triforce Hunt.
Triforce Hunt. That adds Triforce pieces?
It adds Triforce pieces. Victory is assured once you have found every last Triforce piece. Normally you're only supposed to find so many out of so many. Like under the easiest Triforce hunt, it's 20 pieces out of 40. Normal is 30 out of 40. Hard is 40 out of 50, and so on and so forth. With Customizer, you can make it so that every non-essential item is a Triforce piece.
Huh.
That's a really good way to learn where all of the 212 locations in the game are. Okay, I'm not sure how far behind of you I am, but where are you going?
Looking for a key to open the door north of the big chest where I got the hook shot.
Try looking in the room where you got the hook shot.
I see a doorway downward. Well, I got a compass, but that's not a key.
I thought I told you, look in the room where you got the hook shot.
Could it be on one of those, under one of those skulls?
It's happened before. Or although I suppose from your perspective it's already happened, but no, it has happened before, yes. Haven't done anything in basement 2 yet. And somehow I get the feeling I won't be able to till later because I need a key. You still haven't found it?
Still looking.
Did you know that you can hookshot onto pots?
Oh, duh. 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 I'm smart. Except when it comes to Zelda, apparently.
So, fun fact about this dungeon, if it wasn't for the fact that you need the big key to get in the big chest to get the hookshot, you wouldn't need the big key for this dungeon at all. Because At no point does the big key itself stand between you and the boss. It just stands between you and the hookshot. Also, hooray! Your first instinct was to use the item you got 5 dungeons later.
So, I'm almost dead.
Don't you have fairies?
No, it's already gone.
Well, you've got magic potion and a magic cape.
Yes, I do. Okay, so I need to go this way.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get here.
This is all in the same super tile, by the way. You found a switch. You should probably experiment with that switch.
It disappeared. Okay, fine. I'll use the Armo statue.
Yeah, that is a frustrating quirk of the Samaria blocks, is that they disappear when they go off screen. This is the one time in the dungeon that would be a useful item, and it's completely useless.
At least I got to save my progress.
At least you got to save your progress.
At least I'm safe inside my mind.
At least I'm safe inside my mind.
Ah!
So one of the advantages of taking the order of dungeons that we've gone through, one of the advantages to it is the boss of this dungeon becomes very easy.
Now watch, I'm gonna find a way to make it much harder than it needs to be.
You know the wart enemy from Majora's Mask?
Or the giant eyeball?
The giant eyeball, yes.
Yeah?
It's that. Only not quite so big.
Hmm. Alrighty then.
You know what you haven't seen yet in this dungeon?
What?
Anti-fairies.
Does that mean there are none, or I just haven't found them?
There are none.
Joy.
You're going to get very good at not getting hit.
No, Piccata, you have to tell me I'm not going to get very good at getting hit so that reverse psychology kicks in, and then suddenly I get very good at not getting hit.
But you play Toho.
And I am not good at Toho. Thought we established I thought we established this. The only game I've ever one continue cleared is Lotus Land Story.
But you have one continue clear this.
This is true.
So because you've already drained the water, try taking the staircase in the first room this time. Next time. Ba 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 ba.
Alright, where to now?
What do you do with blocks?
Which one do I push?
That one. I'd say as though you can see me pointing at my screen.
Ah, found it.
Yeah, that one.
That just gave me rupees.
Okay, so what else can you do in this room?
Push other blocks?
Do you remember where you got your shield upgrade?
I threw a bomb somewhere.
No. Not even close.
It wasn't the Zora, right?
It was near the Zora.
I threw my shield into a fairy spring. A specialized fairy spring.
And where was that specifically?
Within a waterfall. Okay.
Foreshadowing. Yeah, you actually do have to have gone up to that area before you can come down here because, well, before you can finish this dungeon because you need the flippers to do much of anything here. So it's expected that you explored behind that waterfall before you've been down here.
Well, this water bug is rude.
You could try casting Ether.
I'll, do that now.
Sorry about that, viewers. I forgot that Ether has a lot of flashing lights in the vanilla.
I'm guessing that they changed that in Virtual Console.
They toned that down starting with Game Boy Advance.
I think I see the boss room.
Hooray! We're almost there. Make sure you have your hookshot ready.
I see.
Yeah, with the Master Sword, those things take 2 hits apiece.
Okay.
You can actually pull 2 of those out at the same time and kill 2 with one swing. It's something you have to practice doing with the hookshot, though. Now for the fun part. Two spin attacks with the level 3 sword will take it down.
I see. So yeah, it would have been embarrassing if I had made that boss fight harder than it needed to be.
Well, like I said, this is one of the reasons why we do 1432 or 14362 is so that you have the upgraded sword. So when you get out of the dungeon, look at your map.
Thief. Ganondorf, the thief. No. Ganondorf, the evil king of darkness, corrected herself.
Ganondorf, the Ganondorf of Ganondorfs.
Ganon, the Ganon... The Ganon of Ganons. Wait, did she call him Ganondorf or Ganon here?
I believe Ganondorf.
Ah, so the dwarf thing was a name ever since Link to the Past then. I thought that was coined in Ocarina of Time.
Okay, so now that you're out of the dungeon, take a look at your map.
I see Dungeon 5.
Try going to Dungeon 5 without leaving the Dark World.
I
No
am
way in,
going
right?
way away from the dungeon, apparently.
Well, you saw what you needed to see. There's no way in from the Dark World.
From-
There is a set of shallows in the Dark World Lake that are surrounded by little rocks. Warp back to the Light World from there.
Am I in the right spot?
I am like 10 seconds behind you, I can't tell.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No. It's surrounded by little rocks.
Well, I found,
You found what we affectionately call the Dark World Shopping Mall. This place only has value in entrance rando.
Ah, found it.
And now you got what was up there.
Almost.
So before you try going into number 5, go back to the potion shop, get a green potion and a blue potion,
Alright.
and then go back to the village of outcasts. We have another chore we can do.
Green potion and blue potion?
A green and a blue. Trust me, you'll need both.
Okay, I already have a green potion, apparently. And I have one more empty bottle. I have green and blue. Should I get another green, or...?
That's up to you. I would suggest it, but you might need a fairy instead.
I'll just go ahead and get the fairy.
Alright, so now make your way back to the village of outcasts and go to where the blacksmith shop would be in the Dark World.
Alright. Dun, 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 dun. The blacksmith shop is the two guys, one of which I rescued from the Dark World, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Because the key is locked inside this chest, you can never open it. Just take it with you. Okay, I vaguely recall this.
Do you know what to do with it?
No, I do not. Not offhand.
Well, I will tell you this. You can't bring it into dungeons, and you can't bring it into what are called connecting caves. But you need to take it to a specific place in the light world.
Oh, so it can go through transitions then. Like for the magic, I can mirror it.
Yes. You've spoken to this person before.
I imagine I have. I just need to remember who. They're not going to be in
They're
a
standing
building.
next to the sign.
Huh? Oh, the sign guy.
Yep.
That
the
was
sign guy.
Yeah, that was where my mind went, but I didn't know if that was right.
You do remember what it said on the sign, right?
Something about don't read this sign.
Actually, I don't remember what it said on the sign. But I do know that if you read the sign and you talked to the guy, you would have the idea to take the purple chest to him.
Okay. I was about to say. Thanks for the jump.
Yeah, the purple chest and the other follower type item just kind of stay where they are when you start dashing because the A button says deploy here.
Alright, final bottle gotten.
You got the thing.
Right.
Now we can go do Dungeon 5.
Okay.
Your flute spot is flute spot number 8. And get the fire rod ready.
Well, I'm pretty close to the area. Do I really need the flute?
No, you don't.
Here we go. Ice Palace. Of course it's Ice Palace.
Well, I mean, it's certainly not Turtle Rock. We've been in Turtle Rock.
Ow. And I know that there is a way to completely bypass this dungeon's puzzle. I saw Pink do it.
I don't know how to talk you through it. You have the required items to do it, though. But I don't know how to talk you through it. I don't know how to do it myself. With that said, because of the items you have, you can still basically ignore the endpoint of the central dungeon puzzle.
Eh.
So as you're going through this dungeon, make note of where any crystal switches you find are. Because that's the central puzzle.
Alright.
So you're aware, the hook shot kills those green penguin things in one hit.
Duly noted.
This anti-fairy does not like you.
Not at all. Whoa!
So before you pick up the pots, try powdering them.
Too late.
You got bunnied.
Yeah, I got bunnied. I wasn't able to... I see the end point of this dungeon.
No, you don't. Remember, you're not supposed to have the Cane of Samaria yet. This is only the halfway point of this puzzle.
I haven't used the Cane of Samaria yet.
You will. And I can guarantee you that you will, because the alternative is going through this dungeon a 4th time.
My gosh.
Yeah, there's a reason why we do 6 before 5.
Whee! Whoa, hi, Stalfos. Okay. Dope.
So, have you heard of the Ice Palace bomb jump?
If I have, it's not sticking to memory.
Good, because I don't remember how to do it. I don't know how to talk you through it. Like, if I were to sit here and do it myself, I could do it, but I cannot talk you through how to do it.
Whoa.
But the Ice Palace bomb jump keeps you from having to change the crystal switch in this big room with the spikes and the conveyor belt.
Hmm.
Surprise! Now, don't forget, you do have a magic cape if things get hairy.
Yeah, I was using that just a bit ago. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better.
So when you get past the room with the big spike thing, go north, then fall, then go east.
Alright. Now get ready to go into the depths of this dungeon.
There will be a switch underneath a pot. Do not get the contents of that chest yet.
Okay. Contents not gotten, but chest is here.
Now, the reason that you don't get the reason you don't open that chest yet is because that pot is supposed to be a hookshot target to get across the spikes with.
And it doesn't work if
The pot's, if you have to lift the pot to hit the switch, so you can hookshot back to the chest, but then you have to walk across the spikes to get across. You have to remember the magic cape is an optional item.
Gotcha. And so I guess I'm supposed to go here first before anything else. Okay, gotcha.
You're supposed to go up first and get everything up there.
Alright.
Which, that's one of the ways that Ice Palace is an asshole.
Tee. You got the map.
When you get the big key, backtrack to where the chest we left behind was.
Okay. Big key get.
So the reason Icebreaker lets you skip the entire puzzle is because there is a switch on the floor right before the boss that has to be kept weighed down. You have the Cane of Samaria, so you can weigh it down without having to go through the dungeon a third time. If you don't have the Cane of Samaria, you have to learn how blocks work across floors. This is something that was briefly foreshadowed in Palace of Darkness, of all things, but it's such a subtle thing, everybody misses it.
Am I supposed to bomb the floor here?
Yes, you were supposed to bomb the floor here. Why would they give you bombs over this?
Blue mail!
So when you get to the room where the pit is surrounded by pegs, let me know.
It is surrounded by pegs.
The central puzzle of this dungeon is to get to this room in such a way that you can so that you can get to the pit by pushing blocks. Now remember where the crystal switches you've seen are.
That might be a problem.
That's why everybody hates this dungeon. That room right there is why everybody does 6 before 5.
Ow. Cool.
Make sure you open up all of the pots.
Oh, I need to open up all of them?
If I'm not getting my memories confused, yes.
Okay, then. Okay, well, I just
Because
opened
there is
up.
another chest in this dungeon.
Alright, and bit.
Okay, I must have been getting it mixed up with something, so it must have just been a switch there.
Well, there is a doorway downward that I need to go through.
Okay, so it's time for me to go on my Ice Palace dungeon design rant. Ice Palace was almost designed correctly. The problem is that players are likely to not spend keys before they spend keys. Which means they come down to this room before they have a reason to. Which ends up meaning that people miss seeing where the crystal switch is to go through the dungeon properly for the third time.
So you're saying I need to go into this door right now?
You know what? Sure, let's do that. You've got the Cane of Samaria. Spending this key here is not going to hurt you.
And I've got an additional key as well.
Not for much longer.
Noted.
Now take a closer look at the pegs again. I'm sorry, I thought you had already fallen down the hole.
So I do fall down the hole. Is there anything else in this room?
The big chest room?
No, in this room before you go down the hole again.
Oh, no, you've already got the last chest.
So there's this just big room that you don't even need to go through all of.
Well, this room is a junction, and you do have to go through both parts of it at some point.
Okay, I see the pegs.
So take note of where you cannot go if the pegs are flipped.
I cannot go, if I'm on the left side, I cannot go up or right.
Now, guess where the final crystal switch is?
Somewhere on the left side.
The last crystal switch is a floor down. Ice Palace was almost designed correctly. But because of where the keys are placed, everybody goes through the iced tea room before going all the way down. Which means when you're doing this place blind and you don't have the Cane of Samaria, you're going through the dungeon 4 times.
I see I've been in one of these rooms already.
Yeah, you've already gone downstairs once. So you poked your head down, and then I had you go through the iced tea room because you hadn't gotten that chest yet.
Alright, let's get a fairy. Hey, fairy, 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 fairy. Thank you.
So, you don't actually have to spend magic powder on the anti-fairy to make a fairy in here because the next floor down has giant pots. And giant pots, if you can fall into them, always lead to fairies.
You know, what am I even doing? I have a
Why are
key.
you going through the iced tea room again? You've already got that chest.
Am I not? I thought I was supposed to go downstairs.
You are supposed to go downstairs. You go downstairs by going north.
North? Oh, duh.
So if you flip the pegs around so that you can fall down those holes on the side there, you can fall into a fairy spring.
Gotcha. And that's what that teleporter is.
Yeah, that's where that teleporter leads from. There's a similar thing in Tower of Hera of all places.
Gotcha.
So go ahead and spend your last key.
Yep. Oh, dang. Dang. So, yeah, going here. There it is.
Maximum rudeness. Like I've said before, Ice Palace was almost designed correctly. But because of where the key's laid out, everyone goes through iced tea before coming down to the crystal switch, which adds an extra loop to the times they go through Ice Palace. Because what'll end up happening, because you remember those blocks in the room with the big key?
In the room with the big, I forget which room even had the big key.
I'll post the map to the Discord when we're done. But there are pushable blocks. Because of what is guarding the blocks, it is a one-way trip. So that's one trip down to get to the branch with the big key. Then it's another trip down to get to the pit room. If you go through the iced tea room, that's a third trip down because the iced tea room leads you back to that central room. So if you do the iced tea room, you're doing an extra trip for nothing. And then, if you don't have the Cane of Samaria, you have to flip that crystal switch, go up until you're on the other side of the pegs and the blocks, and push a block down so that you can push the block again onto the switch.
Oh. Gotcha.
The Ice Palace bomb jump means you don't have to flip the crystal switch. Having the Cane of Samaria means you don't have to flip the crystal switch a second time. Using Icebreaker skips all of the bullshit by putting you at the big key for more to go. Get the Bombos medallion ready.
Alright. Fall down the hole?
Fall down the hole.
Yep, here we go. Wow, they really love their eyeball bosses in this game.
Yeah, you never think about that, but there's a lot of eyeball bosses in this game.
Oof.
Cape. Cape, 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 cape. Let me know when the boss is dead. We are not going to go straight to Turtle Rock.
Okay, boss is dead.
We are not going to go straight to Turtle Rock. It's time to check the bomb shop again. Can you guess what we're going to get next?
My immediate thought was bomb juice, but I thought, wait, no, that's wrong.
Well, I mean, there is one more Y button item that you haven't gotten yet. It's a completely optional item.
The cane that makes you invincible for less mana, or for less MP, but doesn't make you invisible.
Correct. That is an optional item. We can go get that if you want.
Yes, please.
We call it the Cane of Lag.
It lags the game.
Because it gives you a permanent sword beam around you. It makes you invincible, but it also puts a sword beam around you, which that generates lag.
Gotcha. Alright, before anything else, is it alright to save and quit?
Go to the light world first, and then save and quit.
Alright. Okay.
You're going to load from Link's house.
Okay.
Go to the bomb shop.
Right. Okay. Where's portal again? Near here, or am I supposed to bird to somewhere else?
I mean, you can bird to 7, but it's actually faster just to go south of Link's house and then go west.
Yeah, okay, yeah, now I know. I'll get the hang of where all the spots are. Seems like there's less spots for going between worlds than I was expecting.
I believe there are exactly 8 portals. Let's see, there's the one up on Death Mountain underneath Tower of Hera. There's the one at Turtle Rock. There's the one on the Hookshot Roads. That's 3 up on Death Mountain. Let's see, there's the one north of Kakariko. There's the one south of Link's house. There's the one at Ice Palace. There's the one south of Pod. And there's one at Misery Mire. So yeah, there's 8 portals.
Alright, I got Big Red Bomb.
Guess where it goes?
I want to say the pyramid.
Try it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get another one because apparently I can't go down cliffs with it.
You have a 3-second timer, but it's a bit more generous than you'd expect. It's the same rules as the purple chest. When you press A, it'll be left behind. The difference here is that when you press A, it starts a timer.
Yeah, I tried to jump off of the cliff where the house is, the bomb shop is, and then by that point it was too late. It would take too long for me to even get there. I know, because I tried.
Now, would you be surprised if I told you you can take this into the light world?
You don't say. Now I just need to figure out how to... where to go. Here.
Well, try taking it into Hyrule Castle.
Ah!
Ta-da!
And here I was thinking I would need to go all the way through Sanctuary.
Congratulations. You have now seen the Aghanim shortcut. We don't like fighting Aghanim in Rando, but we love it when we have to fight Aghanim and what's inside the pyramid is required anyway.
Hmm.
So I guess, yeah, you're already on the way.
Yep.
I think I told you these upgrades before, actually.
Yeah, Silver Arrow and... what else?
So guess what? These are required too. In vanilla, you are required to spend 810 rupees at minimum to beat the game.
Good thing you can cap out at more than that. So what, do I throw in the level 3 sword now?
Yes.
Okay, good thing I've
There
already
are
defeated
three-
Mothra.
There are three major items left in the game. 2 of them are upgrades. 2 of them are dungeon items.
Alright, the upgrades being...
The one that is not the upgrade is not a dungeon item. And none of the 3 major items remaining are required. They're very helpful, but they are not required.
Okay, so the cane is the last one that isn't the dungeon item.
Right.
Alright, let's head for the cane.
Well, good thing you say that because we have to head to where the cane is anyway. So, Light World, Flute to 1. Make your way up to the Tower of Hera.
Alright. After I bonk in the mirror world, and in the dark world. Alright, so I'm going up to Tower of Hera.
Make your way up to the Tower of Hera, but stop when you get into the Dark World.
Alright. Thanks, game.
Cabbages.
No, my cabbages!
You know, I meant to get the Adachi cabbage random at some point for the next time you came up this mountain. I forgot to do that.
Adachi? Adachi rants about cabbages? I don't recall that.
It's like you have like a 2-day window in the middle of summer to talk to him at Junes, and he'll rant about cabbages.
I guess I need to... I still need to do Persona 4 Golden's golden ending path. Alright, I'm in the Dark World.
It's actually in the PS2 version too. It's not part of his I wanted to say confidant, and that's not the right word. Okay, so now that you're in the Dark World, explore. But yeah, it's not part of his social link, it was actually in the PS2 version. It's just you talk to him at Junes one day and he's talking about cabbages.
Well, either way, Adachi cabbage rant aside, I do still need to do the golden ending path. Cane of Burner.
The Cane of Lag. Alright, so instead of going up to the Tower of Hera, we're going to take a detour. Head back to the bottom right, and then go back to the Light World from there.
Alright.
Once you're in the Light World, go east, and then find a way across that bridge.
Bottom right. Then go to the light world. Then go east. I think I'm here?
And like I said, once you're in the Light World, find a way across that bridge.
Easy enough.
Now, earlier you poked your head into a cave that had too many dorms in it, and I called it Paradox Cave. Do you want to learn why?
Okay.
So Paradox Cave has 3 entrances. Paradox Cave has 3 floors.
It doesn't make sense.
Oh no, on the surface it makes sense. What doesn't make sense is how those entrances connect to the Light World. The entrance leading to the basement floor is on a higher plane than the entrance leading to the first floor. Also, there are 7 chests inside of Paradox Cave, but at best they can only be pieces of heart at this point.
Okay, I recall Pink going through this area, even if I don't really know the layout.
You probably would have seen this in an entrance randomizer. It's a useful connection in entrance. In vanilla, this is part of the Turtle Rock emergency exit. At least, the cave you were in when I was saying that was that.
Does Turtle Rock just lead to this?
Kind of. It'll make more sense once you've been through Turtle Rock. Have you seen Pink do what's called Laser Bridge?
If I have, I didn't know that it was that.
Okay, there will be a bridge in Turtle Rock where there are lasers that shoot at you. Let me know when you come across that.
Oh, I found a portal.
Oh yeah, that portal will let you go through Super Bunny Cave. There are 2 chests in Super Bunny Cave. The reason it's called Super Bunny Cave is because if you get here without the Moon Pearl, you can legitimately engage in what's called Super Bunny. Which it's a bit I don't know the proper explanation for it, but basically if you fall down a pit while you are a bunny, and that pit leads to a place, you sort of become Link.
But faster?
Not faster, it's you retain the bunny shape, but you regain the ability to act. If only briefly.
Yeah, I can see how that glitch would occur.
If not for the fact that there is a massive amount of rework of re-traveling you'll have to do, I would suggest actually just kind of calling the stream here because Turtle Rock is kind of a thing, and then there is actually a full dungeon after Turtle Rock. It's not like the Ocarina of Time Ganon Trials. It's actually a full-on dungeon.
Hmm. Yeah, the Ganon tower, right?
Yep, Ganon's Tower. 26 chests. 22 of them before the boss key.
Yikes.
And there are 4 boss fights in it.
Wait. 4 boss fights. Are they
Armos
refights?
Knights,
Huh.
Twin Molds, Moldorm, and the Revenge of Geometry.
Revenge of Geometry. Dope. Now wait just a moment. I think I know what to do here. I don't know how to get back, but... I see, I was supposed to... If memory serves here... Yup.
Yep.
Haha, I'm smart. Do they even let you know that you need to use that there?
You don't have to spend the magic. But no, there is no other way to know that that floor specifically is there.
Yay, 3 fairies!
Do you still have Magic Potion?
No, I do not.
Bleh. Well, that means we'll have to use the Turtle Rock emergency exit at some point anyway, so...
Oh, this leads to Turtle Rock.
You know, I don't remember. Do your Dark World portals stay after a save and quit?
Right, you need... Do Dark World Turtles, after a save and quit?
Yeah, let me look this up real quick.
Oh yeah, Turtle Rock's the last thing for us to do. And it just dawned on me I didn't change the title since the last stream.
I almost forgot I was still in the Rando Discord. So yeah, go ahead and start working on Turtle Rock. If the save and quit points persist, there will be a good stopping point. If not, we're going to have to finish it tonight.
Alright.
And by it, I just mean the game. So I hope you're ready for a marathon.
Wait, so... on that note, I am gonna have to get up at 10 tomorrow, to, get to, cause, like, I still have to go into school tomorrow, and that means I need to take 3 buses and get up pretty early for that. So, would it be wiser, could Turtle Rock be saved for next session under that logic? Because it's sounding like I'm gonna need to do Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower.
Well, it's inconvenient to have to keep climbing Death Mountain. I actually made a customizer seed that's predicated on having to go back to Turtle Rock 5 different times.
Oh, no.
Yes. Outside of having to keep going back to Turtle Rock, it was actually fairly well streamlined. But yeah, we don't like having to climb Death Mountain multiple times, which is why I'm asking in the Discord to find out if mirror portals persist after a save and quit. Because if they do, there is a good stopping point about 2/3 of the way through. Because the mirror portal would be put relatively close to where the old man save and quit point is.
Fair.
And I mean, if nothing else, it will not hurt for you to get the first few keys. Because then that's one less thing you'll have to do next time. So get keys, but don't spend keys.
Alright. You know something I just realized? I have beaten Super Metroid twice. And this is the first time I've gotten this far in Link to the Past.
Congratulations, it's kind of the other way around for me. I've played Link to the Past more times than I can count, but I've only ever beaten Super Metroid once.
Coda, what happened to the door I came into?
Turn around.
Gotcha!
Welcome to this dungeon's gimmick, eyes.
Eyes to meet you. Yeah, I fell down a pit instantly for that joke. I deserved that. Didn't deserve that, though. That was just rude.
Yeah, never sword fight while you're on those platforms. That's a mistake I still make, by the way. Oh, you messed up. Ah, well, you've got a green potion, don't you?
I'll have to say no to that.
Well, then it looks like you're on a timer. Either you solve this torch puzzle, or we have to end the session anyway.
Made it. Map got. Key got.
So, point of advice for Turtle Rock, do not spend magic if you do not have to.
Okay, so that's all that's in this room. Noted, noted.
All right, and I have not gotten a reply on whether the portals remain. So I think, in the interest of time and just making sure that you're okay, I think we just stop here because you're low on potions. You don't have any potions anyway. Turtle Rock, you always want to have at least a green potion on hand.
All right.
Like, it's not that major now that you've gotten that first key, but you still want to have a potion on hand.
All right. I'll go through this thing that doesn't require a door, just see how far I can get, and then call the session there.
All right. Yeah, because it's like I'm making this big deal about. I'm sitting here making this big deal about not having to go up that mountain multiple times, and it's like you're low on potions anyway. You're not used to this game as much as I am. You're going to need the potions, so we may as well just get this. We may as well just put this off until the next session, and that way we can guarantee that you're beating it next session.
Yeah, I mean this far along, the
And I just got confirmation after a save and quit, the portal does vanish.
yeah,
so
that's kind of what I was.
We probably would have had to stop tonight anyway. So.
Alright, well, save and quit, and we shall finish this off next session under that logic.
So thank you all very much for tuning in. We will see you next time. And remember, winners don't lose frogs. And in many cases, they rescue frogs.
Yeah, we did that this time.